So I've already sectioned my hair off the way. This is my one small part, and I'm about to go ahead and braid that now. I use jam extra whole because my hair is extra thick. So I'll go ahead and begin the braiding process. So I did complete my first braid. If you notice, it is small compared to all the rest of the braids that you'll see. So this won't be small. There will be one additional small one here, but the rest of the braids will be a little bit larger. So here we go. The good thing about my method is they're already parted. So I did go through and part them already. So I'll leave that one out, and I'll go ahead and put these back in the scrunchie. Notice that I do not braid all the way to the end. I leave the ends out, and you don't need very much hair because we will combine the braids for the back. Because really, if you don't know, the back doesn't really matter. No one will see it. The front is what really pops and makes a big difference. When I put the jam up here and under here to make sure it covers those parts, because I want it good and slick. So as I complete this braid, I will combine it with the next braid, because that's where it will be when we go to the back. So I'll just braid it up like this. Hopefully you can see that. And I'll leave it just like that, because I'll come back to it when I get to the back. It just look neat. I did not braid my edges in. I started back here so that it wouldn't really pull on my edges. So just be mindful of that. And even when I do the crochet, you'll notice I'll start the crochets probably about right here, because I do not want them pulling on my edges. Okay, so now I'm starting on my other side with my very small part, because I have my I completed my 4 braids over here. Now I'm starting over here with my small braid that will be the second side to my part. And then remember, that braid has to be small, and the rest of them can be a little bit larger, just so that your part can look good and natural. So I will try to show you as close as possible. How to get a very neat braid. So I will connect this one to this one next to it, because remember, in the back, the braids will get smaller. You will have much less braids in the back. You don't need as many. So we're combining them as we go back. So I have sectioned off my pieces. I've parted, because remember, they don't have to be as big. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will have 5 braids on this side. Remember, this is the part, okay? So your part doesn't have to be too deep. I don't like my part very deep. I just don't like that. So this is my part, and remember, you gather the braids and start braiding them together, girl. You remember that? Because you don't want a part to come all the way back here. Your part not supposed to be back here. All right, girl? So, gather the braids together and make that part close off right there. Okay? So, because this is the next braid, I'm going to go ahead and grab a scrunchie and put it around these to keep them out of my way as I am braiding. So, let's go. Remember, when you put the jam on your hair, you're going to put it on the edges at the front and both sides. So put it on that side.
Oh yeah.
As well as this side, because it just makes it look neater, in my opinion. I like jam. It not only smells good, it makes your hair look really good, and it has a really good hold. So I use the extra hold jam. Not sure what your preference is, but it's whatever your preference is. You might use a different type of edge control, but I use jam when I'm braiding. I use edge control for other hairstyles, but when I'm braiding, I personally like to use jam. So I poured off my little small piece at the front. And you just continue to grab and go. Grab and go. Grab and go, girl, and you can do it. Personally, for me, I'm going to combine these together, but that's just what my choice is and my preference. Because at the back, everybody knows your hair, if you've ever done crochets before, your hair will really look full and neat and nice. And you don't need to have nearly as many braids, girl, as you have in the front. Okay, so as long as your front is very presentable and very neat around the edges and see that natural baby hair. So I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know how to do the baby hair. I don't really like the baby hair. I do this. I just do my natural deal. So however my hair falls with my jam, that's how I roll with my baby hair look. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of these braids. And I will see you all when it's time to crochet. And yes, ma'am, before I show you that, by the way, I have 2 braids left to go. Before I show you that, one great idea you try it if you want to. All those little scraps of hair, if you pull those scraps apart, you can have more pieces of hair. It works, ladies. Trust the process. It's a piece of hair that can go with something else. Trust the process. So I actually did pick the scraps up off the floor and I made a piece. Yes, you'll have some extra. However, those can be made into pieces as well to go along with the next piece. So here's my next piece of hair that I'll be using, because I do have 2 braids left, 1 and 2. So I'll be back to show you how I do the back of my hair, how I braid the back. Okay, so I've completed the braiding. Now I'm gonna go ahead and crochet the braid up into the actual braid that I've made. So I just put the crochet needle through, wrap the braid around, close it, pull it through, and bring it through. There we go. So I will continue that process with the additional 4 braids. So I went ahead and I did that, and if you notice, all the braids are up and we're ready to go. Let me show you how I crochet. So the easy way to do it is once you put the needle in, the crochet needle, hook the hair around it, close the needle, pull it through, push the needle up, put the hair on it, close the hook, and pull the end of the hair through. Just like that. Thanks for watching, ladies. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.